Hey, what's going on? My name is Jordan. Look, I'm new to this whole filming thing, but I've been weight training for about 20 years, been running obstacle course races competitively for a decade. I've been big, I've been small, I've been lean, I've been fast. And right now, I just entered my 40s, so my goals have changed. I'm trying to be lean, strong, fast, but I'm trying to do that for life. So today I'm going to talk about some of the guiding principles that I follow to make that happen. I've done every type of training, every nutritional protocol, anything you can think of, any trend, not really the trends, but some of the more proven techniques and protocols. I've tried them out for 6 months to a year. So I know what works and what doesn't work for me, and I can kind of tell you the patterns I've recognized over these years. And these patterns will likely apply to your own situation. So listen up. I've got some stories. If you're interested in hearing more about my experiences, be sure to subscribe so you can hear those tales. Okay, let's get started. So I want to talk about core principles. The first principles we need to focus on when we train, when we do anything in life. The last thing we want to do is operate on randomness, just hope that things work out. We want to focus on the core principles and dial those in. And this will help us track our goals, measure them, see how well we're doing. So when I'm in the gym, most people don't ask me for advice because they want to know what I do. All they're doing is waiting for their chance, for their opportunity to tell me what it is they do. Yeah, but see, what I like to do is, I don't care. I don't care what you like to do. I thought you wanted to learn what to do. Why do you feel like telling me what your system is? I didn't ask. They just want to monologue and have someone validate what they do. And I don't care. If you're happy with what you do, just do it. Just continue to do it. That's great. Awesome. But if you want to do something different, if you want different results, if you want to change how you do things, you got to stop talking and you got to start listening. You only grow when you do something different from what you already do. If you stick to your comfort zone, you're just going to get the same results over and over and over again. To get a different result, you've got to change your input. And that brings us back to first principles. You're not doing what is popular at the moment. These are not tips, they're not trends. They're foundational principles that don't change. When you make decisions based on foundational principles, results follow. That's a fact. In my programs, in my training, it's called steel rings. There are 3 concentric rings. The core ring is the foundational human movements of the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift. I'm not talking about gym lifts. I'm not talking about barbell lifting. Yes, we do that, but I'm talking about the movement patterns of those exercises. When you press, the pressing movement, when you shove, when you, I don't know, if your car broke down and you needed to move it, you don't push it, you shove it, you brace your feet, you lean forward, and you push. You need to be strong in that movement. The squat, everything, lifting, jumping, you do it from the legs. You need to build strength there. And deadlifting, no, you're never going to grab a random barbell laying in the middle of the road, but you will need to grab grocery bags off the ground. You're picking up luggage. You are, I don't know, putting a baby carrier in the back seat, whatever. You got to be able to lift things from the ground using the hinge movement. If you skip these exercises, if you skip these movement patterns, you're skipping something that produces real world strength. The second ring, rest pause training. A typical rest pause means you do 8 reps of an exercise, you hit failure, you rack it for a few seconds, 10 to 15 seconds, and then you squeeze out 1 or 2 more reps. Okay, cool. The way I do it is I set a timer for 4 minutes. I choose a weight that is about half of what I would lift for 8 to 10 reps. Usually, with good form, I can get about 15 to 20 reps before I hit failure. Once I hit failure, I rest for a few seconds, collect myself, and get back into it. I can do another 8 to 10 reps, rest, and then I'm usually doing another 4 to 6. And eventually, I'm gonna drop down to 1 to 3 reps at a time. It's intense. It's the most insane burn you'll ever get. But this allows me to hit failure over and over again. The hypertrophy that you experience from this type of lifting, it's really hard to match any other kind of way. So when you train using rest pause blocks, you're not just training strength, you're training grit and endurance. The outer ring is HIIT conditioning, interval training. We do 3 to 4 exercises depending on the program. 30-second all-out effort for each one. Rest for 2 minutes. Let your heart rate return to normal, or as close to normal as you can get, and then pick it back up. We're doing 5 to 6 rounds of this. So all in all, you've got a 5-minute warm-up, 15 to 20 minutes of strength training, 15 to 20 minutes of cardio conditioning, 5-minute cool down, call it a day. 45 minutes per day, and you're done. In, out, and that's all there is to it. We stick to these principles, these 3 steel rings, because they are not just tips, they're not trendy, and they are not optional. They are the foundation for building a strong, functional body. At any age, I'm 42, and I'm just as strong as I've ever been. And that brings us back to you. If your current plan works for you, that's great, stick to it. You don't necessarily need to change for the sake of changing. But if you want different results, if you're not happy with how you're progressing, maybe consider something different. It doesn't have to be one of my programs, it can be literally anything. You can ask ChatGPT to write a program for you, and it will, and it'll be effective if you stick to it and if you're consistent. But if you want something that someone with 20 years of training experience has put together through trial and error, finding out what works and what doesn't, pick up one of my programs. Every one is built around the bench press, the squat, and the deadlift movement patterns, rest pause training, and cardio conditioning through high intensity interval training. Apply, repeat, over and over. It's a lifestyle. If you're interested in that, click all the buttons, subscribe for more, like, share, whatever. But more importantly, click the link in the bio and explore some of the programming I've got out there. Pay what you want, even if that's $0. I really just want you to test it out. Go through a program, see what you can do, find out what you're made of, and I'll talk to you next time.